Hello everyone. Today I will discuss about the topic that is NSG. NSG known as Network Security Group. So it is like a basic firewall that helps control network traffic, or we can say data packets to and from Azure resources like virtual machine, subnet and interface. So in basic terms we can say NSG. NSG is like a network security group with a by on which we can create rules, and it has some default rules, and we can control the network traffic which is coming to our resources that are created on the Azure portal. And also it also controls the traffic from Azure resources to the outside world or network known as internet. So now let me tell its purpose. It protects our resources by filtering traffic at layer 3, that is network, and layer 4. So it means like it works on layer 3 and layer 4 of the OSI model. And the firewall which is used in Azure, it works on layer 4 and layer 7. But this NSG, we can say it's a basic firewall. It works on network and transport layer. But the firewall, it works on transport layer and application layer, the layer 4 and layer 7. And it controls both inbound and outbound network traffic. Got it? So now let me talk about the characteristics of network security groups. A network security group contains a list of security rules that allow or deny inbound or outbound network traffic. It means there are some pre-defined security rules on the NSG, which is created by Microsoft. Second point, network security group can be associated to subnet or a network interface. Means we can attach the NSG to a particular subnet or to a NIC. Okay, or we can attach one NIC to number of subnets and number of NIC, or both. Then a network security group can be associated multiple times. Okay, which means we can associate one network security group multiple times. Fourth one, we create an NSG and define security rules in Azure portal. Means we can also add our rules to NSG so that we can allow a specific traffic to allow to our resources, and also allow specific traffic to go out from our resources. And now the second point and fourth point, it's basic. Now what I will do, I will discuss all the points one by one, like point 1, point 2, point 3 and point 4. Now let us start with point 1. So here, if we this is the Microsoft website, so I am following the complete guidelines of Microsoft, which is provided for Azure. So the first point means like NSG has a default security, or we can say default uh, inbound traffic rules. Okay, and so these rules deny all inbound traffic except from virtual network and Azure load balancers. So let me explain it. Like this is the first rule, 65000. It allows the virtual network. It means like it allow VNet inbound. This rule means the NSG will allow all the communication inside the virtual network. Okay, like all the devices or resources which are connected inside the virtual network, they can interact with each other. Second, 65001, Azure load balancer inbound. Okay, so it means it allows all load balancers inside the Azure, they can communicate with all the resources inside the virtual network. Okay, and the last one, 65500, means it will block uh, all like it will block everything except virtual network and Azure load balancer. Okay, this is the third rule. And same it works for outbound, means all the devices inside the virtual network can communicate and they can send requests to other resources and receive requests. The second one, it they all the devices or resources inside the virtual network can send request or communicate with this load balancer. And the last one, all these resources except these two rules, these two we can say traffic, they cannot communicate with other things. The last one, like it will block all the outbound traffic except these two traffics. Got it? So now let me describe all these default security rules in details. Like, it allows communication between resources inside the same virtual network. Means all the resources can easily talk with each other which are in the virtual network. Okay. Because the why it is allowed by Microsoft, because my many applications need internal flow, traffic flow, like database server talking to an app servers. Because why it is allowed, because lot of resources has to communicate between the other resources inside the virtual network. And what does it, and what it does? Any VM, NIC or subnet inside the VNet can communicate with others in the same VNet without needing extra rules. In a virtual network, if there are lot of subnets, okay, so any we can say resources, they can communicate easily, okay, without allowing without using any extra security rules. These are default rules. Second, load balancer. It allows inbound traffic rules. It allows inbound traffic from Azure load balancer to your VM or service. Means this allow the load balancer to communicate with the resources. And load balancer, and why it is required? Because what does load balance? What is the purpose of load balancer? Like, it checks the health of the virtual machine. If virtual machine is good, the health of virtual machine is good, first it will communicate with the virtual machine whether are you okay, so can you do the these necessary things. If the virtual machine replies yes, I can do these necessary things, then the load balancer will communicate with the virtual machine. Actually, the function of load balancer is that if there are like four virtual machines, and if two virtual machines doesn't work, or if there is more load and two virtual machines are not in working state, then it will share the traffic between the other two virtual machines. Like, what it will do first, like we get a lot of traffic on load balancer. Okay, so load balancer, what does it do? It will first send the traffic to first one. First it will ask the first machine whether are you like in good state. If the load balancer doesn't get a reply, it will send to second, are you in good state? Then it will if it doesn't get the reply, it will send the traffic to third one, then fourth one. And if third and fourth will say yes, we are in good condition, then load balancer, what does it do? It will divide the traffic among these two resources. So that is why this traffic rule is uh, necessary. Okay, and I will discuss the load balancer in the later videos. Okay, it's a big topic. And what it does, it permits these probes to connect and verify VM health. So I already explained you that, like, it only check the virtual machine health. If they are in good state, then they will they will send the traffic so that the virtual machine can perform the necessary actions. So this is the third rule: deny all inbound priority. Okay, deny all inbound priority 65500. Purpose: it it denies all inbound traffic by default unless explicitly allowed by a higher priority rule. Means it will deny everything. Okay, like no, nothing will come inside the virtual network resources, and nothing will go out of the virtual network resources except the first two rules. Second, why? Ensures a secure baseline. No traffic is allowed unless you configure it. Means these rules allow ask us to allow, like what we want to allow. Then it will work. what does it what it does? Blocks all inbound traffic from the internet or other network unless you override with custom rules. Okay. So like right now in default NSG, all the inbound and outbound traffics are blocked. Okay. So if we apply a rule, okay, like which has less priority means like less number means it has more priority. So like right now the priority for deny all inbound is 65500. And if we apply a security rule in which we allows the RDP like remote desktop connection with the priority 100. So it has lower number but it has higher priority. So it means we are allowing the RDP connection. So this rule will not work because it these rules will works based on the priority. Okay, I will explain you like after some time. So let us now come to the main part. Okay, so let me give you an example. Like if an incoming traffic is coming, then NSG rule, then NSG will check the rule. Then step one. Okay, if uh, like it will check the custom rules. If there are custom rules, then it will follow that. If there are no custom rules, then it will come to step two. Okay, in step two, we can see the first one, priority 65000. It is allowed. So this will allow all the resources to communicate within virtual network. Okay. Then second, it will allow the load balancer to allow. Then it will allow all other traffic except these two. So this is the main purpose of default security rules, and same happens with the default security rules for outbound traffic. Okay. So this is the I have explained the inbound, and same happens with the outbound. Okay. So now these are the inbound rules. Okay. So mm, mm, so these are the three default security rules for inbound, and these are the default three security rules for outbound. Okay. So both will work as same. Okay. This is for incoming and this is for outgoing. Now I will come to this point. Okay, we create a network security group and defined security rules in Azure portal. Okay, so let me come to the point 4. Okay, then I will discuss the point 2 and point 3. So if we right now all the traffic in the NSG is blocked by the Azure. So if we want to allow some specific traffic, so what we will do here is the like things what we have to do in on the NSG. Okay, so here like we can if we allow the specific traffic, so these are the settings which we have to follow. Like source means any IP address, my IP address, service tag, application security group. Then source port range, like from which port we will allow. Okay, destination means these are the outbounds traffic. Okay, protocols, which protocol we will use. Action allowed in our priority, like these are the priority. Like default priority rules for deny or all is 6500. Let me confirm. Yeah, 65500. So if we have to choose a priority between 100 to 4096, okay, because these numbers have less has we can say uh, is smaller than 65500. So this the priority number which we will set, that will work for NSC. Okay, so this is the range which we can use, 100 to 4096. Okay. So now let me show you about let me show you the practical about these NSGs. Okay. So what I will do, I will type it here NSG, and this is the like short form, and now let me create an NSG. Okay, here. What we can do, we can create a NSG on Azure portal first, then we can assign to our VNets or NIC, or if we create a virtual network or NIC, there are default NSG will also created by itself, which is created by Azure. So now let me create a resource group. Okay. And let me give a name to my NSG. It is as NSG test. Okay. And review create. So now it is creating. So here NSG has been created. So let me go to the NSG. So now you can see these are the inbound security rules. 655 means it will allow all the resources to communicate inside a virtual network. 65001 it allows load balancer to communicate with the resources. Rest it will deny all inbound traffic. Same it happens with this one. 65000 it allows the same resources to communicate with virtual network. Okay. And 65001 it allows the load balancer to communicate. Okay. Then the last one it denies everything. Okay. So now let me show you how we can add security rules. Okay. So if we click on inbound security rules, these are the rules. So let me what I will do, I will create a security rules which will block this thing. And my security rule will work because my security rule has high priority. So source, the source filter can be any, an IP address, my IP address, an application security group, or a default tag. It specifies the incoming traffic from a specific source IP address range that will allow or deny. Means this is the source, like from where we are getting the traffic. So here I can just put any means it can be from IP address, service tag, anyone, anything. Source port range. So provide a single port such as 80. So or we can provide a range, like we want to block a port from 1024 to 65535. So port means like which port we want to block. It is used for incoming traffic. Okay. And the destination means like we can say it's like the outbound thing. Like our like like let me give you an example. Like if I will allow a RDP port. Okay. So let me give you an example right now. So I am just clicking on here any service tag we can define it. So currently I am uh, destination and TCP/IP. So here I am service means like which port, like which service I want to use or which protocol I want to use. Let me select RDP. Okay. So it's just working in the background. Okay. So now I have selected the service. Like I want I the source can be any. Okay. Means incoming traffic can be come from anywhere. Port range, it means star means all. Destination means any. Okay. And this is the NSG I am building for the subnet. Service means RDP. I just want the incoming RDP traffic to be allowed. Okay. And I have set the priority 100. Okay. And name it is given by its default like itself. So here it shows like RDP port is exposed to internet. Okay. So let me allow it. So So here it means like right now I can see I have enabled this RDP port. So this thing will not work for RDP because the priority for RDP, it has lower number and it has higher priority. Okay. So this rule will not work for RDP. Only this rule will work. So it means like during creation. Okay. Let me show you. So source means like if in the if we want to access devices on the internet, so it will come from the internet. Then it will select the like all the ports are enabled. Okay, here, and destination means any. It can like RDP services RDP. Like if a traffic is coming from the internet, okay, and it will check like the RDP port is enabled, so it will get connected to my virtual machine. And same here, I have selected any. Destination means outbound. Outbound means if a RDP connection is enabled, and if we connect, if I connect the virtual machine from my computer, it means my virtual machine is communicating to the what to the virtual like my machine is communicating to the to the virtual machine which is created on the Azure, and it is also communicating with my machine. That is why this port is also this is known as destination. So it's like a two-way process. RDP, if I allow RDP in inbound, it means my machine is communicating to the virtual machine through RDP, and that machine is also communicating with my machine through the RDP connection. So it's like that. So now the point one has been cleared, like the NSG, it has default security rules. Okay. I have explained there are three security rules. Okay. One is it will allow all the devices to communicate within the virtual network. Second, it allows load balancer to communicate with the devices. Third, it will deny all the traffic. Second, now let us come to the second point. An network security group can be associated to subnet or network interface. Means we can connect our NSG to our subnet or network interface. Now I will discuss the third points after some time. Now fourth point, we can create a NS network security group and define security rules in the Azure portal. Means right like few minutes before I have created one security rule that is RDP with the priority 100. Means I am allowing the RDP connection from the internet to from the internet and to the internet to our virtual machines. Okay. And now let us come to the point third, that is a network security group can be associated multiple times. So what does it mean? Let me explain you that. Okay. So this is the point. An NSG is not tied to only one subnet or one NIC. We can reuse the same NSG and attach it to multiple subnets, multiple network interface, or a mix of both. So instead of creating 10 separate NSG with same rules, we can create one NSG and apply it to multiple times across our network. So NSG, like it is like we cannot use one NSG to only one subnet and one NIC. Okay, it means that a network security group can be associated multiple times. It means we can use same NSG with one subnet or multiple subnet, with one NIC or multiple NIC, or a mix of both. So like it will make the things easier. Like if we create a number of subnets, we can just create one NSG and apply same and we can apply same NSG to all the subnets. Okay. So here is the example. So let us say I create a NSG with rules. Okay, like I allow inbound HTTP and HTTPS 443 REST deny everything. Now we can use this NSG name NSG web with the subnets that hold all web servers. Okay, we can use it with our subnet that has multiple NICs, or I can say multiple VMs on that subnet, or I can associate this NSG named as NSG web with multiple NICs of VMs. Okay. So, or I can apply to both subnet and NIC at the same time. Meaning I have a subnet, and in one subnet I have 10 virtual machines. Okay, so I have what I can do if I want to add NSG. What I can do, I can create one NSG and I can attach to that NIC to my subnet. And if I will attach my NSG to subnet, it will work on all the 10 VMs. Okay, or what I will do, I will not attach my NIC to NSG to subnet, and I will attach NSG to my all VMs. Okay, separate. Or I can also do one thing. I can use one NSG, and I can attach it to my subnet and to my VMs. Okay, so it will work like this way. So if we use one NSG to subnet, that is one NSG. If we use one NSG to VM, that is one NSG. And if we are using NSG to my NIC plus uh, subnets both, then I need two NSG in that case. Okay. So the main purpose of NSG is that we can use one NSG to multiple devices or to multiple subnets or vice versa. Okay. So that's all for today. And you can keep watching my channel Tech with Ankush. And in the next video, I will explain what is application security group, and I will create a lab on this NSG and application security group. Okay. Thank you and have a good day.